Look at this generation, they've all got trauma. Every damn one of them's got trauma. But they never.
Hey, Todd ain't lying with that, y'all. I mean, if I get 15 to 20 comments or DMs a day, it's amazing to me about our children's generation and what they consider to be trauma. You know what I'm talking? I'm talking about. I had one young lady who told me that her mom, she thought could have did a better job with her on teaching her how to be a full-fledged woman and about cooking and cleaning up and figuring things out like that. And she was telling me that was trauma to her. I was like, how your mama not showing you how to cook and clean? You 30 years old and you still blaming your mama for your shortcomings. You claiming that to be trauma. Todd is not lying on that. It seems like every single one of them that has some type of estrangement, what I've seen and what I realized, their trauma that they say is trauma, to me, it's like another different form of discipline that their parents were trying to do. Some of that. Now, don't get me wrong when I say some of them have real deal trauma. Some of them have real deal trauma, got beat, got all kind of things done to them that was trauma. But some of the stuff that they say is trauma, to me, that ain't trauma, y'all.
Never stop to think about the trauma that their mom and daddy has suffered.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's another thing. I tell a lot of adult children, understand this. This was our first time being parents also. Give your parents some grace. No, we don't know everything. Trust and believe we do not know everything. We tried and did our best. And understand, until you start having your own children, and I ain't talking about when they're small. When they're small, it's easy. I'm talking about when that child becomes an adult. Trust and believe the way that you treating your parents, you are showing them the way to treat you. Believe that. Understand that.
They don't stop to think about the trauma that, a parent has gone through in their life that has literally shaped the way that they have raised them.
Right. And why they did. I don't think they stopped to think about why they did. So why your parent did what they did was because, A, that's all they knew,
That's
or
right.
because it had been done to them, or because of trauma that they've experienced. And until you have walked in those shoes, I don't think you can tell. And it amazes me at the adult kids that will have comments and try to say things about parenting when you've never parented an adult.
That's it.
Have them.
Hey, I agree with Julie on that, man. I have that a lot. I'm going to be different with my children. Everybody goes into parenting thinking that way. Whenever I look back at our generation, I said to myself a lot of times, I think that, we did more on the lines of the gentle parenting, right? We did more on the lines where we allowed our children to have their own opinions. If they didn't want to do something, they didn't have to. We did all that type of stuff, right? Or, you had a voice. When we grew up on the lines of, if your mama, your daddy told you something, your ass was doing it. Bottom line. If your ass didn't eat the food that was on the plate, your ass was going to bed starving. Bottom line. But what that did for us is it made us resilient. It made us strong. It made us, to whenever we run into a situation where times get rough, we don't quit. Our generation of children, they quit. Soon as it gets hard, they done. They quit. That's where the difference is from us in the ways that we were raised and the way that they were raised.
Never even parented a child.
You got to love all these females out here.
No. We're not just saying females.
Let me finish. It's always a female talking shit on social media about how you need to parent a child.
Hey, I mean, Todd is, like I say, some of the things he says I don't agree with. Some of them I do agree with. But one thing I can tell you, like I say, the generation trauma obsession is true. I think, man, to me, we got to get back to owning us. Once you become an adult, you cannot blame your childhood on your adulthood and how you treat people in the ways in the ways that you move going forward. You know what I mean? You got to leave that blame part behind. And what I noticed with a lot of these adult children now, they want to blame their childhood on their shortcomings as a full-fledged adults. They're not where they want to be at in life. So they got to find blame. So they say, you know what? I don't feel like my parents love me enough. My parents spanked me one time, 2 times, and I thought that was an abuse. That ain't no damn abuse. Your ass needed to be spanked. You needed to be spanked because your parents maybe showed you a little bit more love. Of course, everybody can say that, right? But if your parents were trying, provided for you, tried to set your future up, where you can have great things and do great things in your life, you can't come on here and complain and say they are the reason why I'm not successful as an adult. It just doesn't work that way, guys. And that's where a lot of them struggle at, to me. But listen, thank you guys. My name is Aaron Real Talk. I appreciate you guys for checking me out. Make sure you like, follow, and share. Thank you.